Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad to have you guys here. All right, this is an extra episode for today. I wasn't going to film anymore, but this one I need to make because I actually feel bad for Mackenzie, and I feel like any kind of support she can receive from anyone that blogs or vlogs or follows or media outlets that cover this, I think this is a story that needs to be told. So, Mackenzie McKee was a late addition to Teen Mom OG. She actually joined last season as a test after ratings had been sinking with Farrah Abraham leaving in 2017. Bristol Palin had left after the MTV replaced Farrah with Bristol Palin and Cheyenne, while Cheyenne remained. Bristol left, and with Bristol's departure, they thought to bring back Mackenzie McKee, who appeared in Teen Mom 3. Now, Teen Mom 3 was a one and done type of show. It didn't last more than, I think, a couple seasons. And after it was left, Brianna went on to go to Teen Mom 2, and MTV has added Mackenzie to Teen Mom OG. Both ladies appeared on 16 and Pregnant way back in the day and were a part of the original few seasons. So with that being said, we have seen Mackenzie grow up from being a teenage girl that loved cheerleading to getting married at a very young age, her struggles with her own health, and then her mother's own battle with cancer. So with Angie's passing this past December, this was a emotional time for Mackenzie, and obviously MTV cameras were there to film. And today is the episode where we actually see everything that happens with her like her funeral, and apparently MTV has done Mackenzie dirty. So Mackenzie took to Twitter today to share a series of tweets slamming MTV and being frustrated with the way that her mother's final moments are portrayed. She said, "I am so anxious for tonight's episode to air. I'd rather not even have to relive this and hear everyone's opinions. This is so hard." She continued by saying, "They filmed so much good stuff with my mom, with Josh, and I, and all that's shown is the worst of the worst, and that's not who we are." She then continued and said, "And I keep my house so clean, especially when filming, and they decided to make it a huge point tonight to show how messy the boys' room was 1 month after my mom's passed. Like cleaning was something that was on my mind. Ugh, my heart hurts that this is even going to air." Josh dropped everything he had and was doing and moving in with my dad for over a month to help out and support us. Was there as best as he could be. None of that will be shown in honor of her, but a fight will be shown. The very episode of her funeral, I'm sick to my stomach. And this is why I will never be able to rewatch the last footage that was shown with my mom, because it wasn't the beautiful life I had with her. It was drama with Josh. So MTV apparently has made it the Josh and Mackenzie drama. Obviously, these two have had some challenges and they recently reconciled, but Mackenzie in the last episode was talking a lot about how she wasn't ready to renew her vows with Josh after Josh admitted to some indiscretions with some ladies at a bar. Now, even though they've been working to reconcile, Mackenzie admits on the show that she has been struggling to forgive him and really come to a clean slate and be ready to recommit. With that being said, with the fragility of their relationship, she was dealing with that on top of her mom's illness. So, obviously, it's going to create chaos. And with filming, it's sad because you know that these producers are always going to take the bits and pieces of someone's lives that are the worst 5 minutes, the worst 3 minutes. And when someone passes away, it's filled with a litter of bad moments. Grieving is a very difficult process, and people do things and say things that they wouldn't normally do, especially when someone loses a parent. As a woman whose mother-in-law passed away, I went through this with my husband, and I can say for certainty that grief can make people act in a way that isn't typical of their behavior. So naturally, This creates drama for producers, and rather than focusing on the beautiful life that Angie led and the legacy she led of being kind to everyone and looking for the best in everyone, apparently tonight's episode would rather focus on the arguments and lashing out that Mackenzie did to Josh or vice versa during a time of significant grief. It's kind of disappointing to me, and then in a way I feel like we shouldn't be surprised. Now, I shared the screenshots of her tweets on Instagram, and shortly after I shared them, Mackenzie Edwards reached out to me. Mackenzie, who is married to Ryan Edwards and is part of the Mackenzie McKee book out storyline, she actually said to me, Mackenzie is right. MTV absolutely did her dirty. The way they portrayed this is awful. She said that she's praying for Mackenzie and her family and feels terrible that a family that's gone through so much will have to go and endure what Mackenzie will be put through tonight in the episode. So I'm stunned and I'm shocked and I'm wondering what it is that they're going to show that's going to make all of us be like, wow, that was really terrible to do to her. The sad thing with reality TV, you guys, is that when people sign a contract, they are able to actually... editors and producers say, we can edit this in any way that we want. We're here to film, and we can extrapolate as much or as little as we want out of here to piece together the story that we want to put together. The storyline doesn't actually have to be based in reality. It can be taken bits and pieces to form and craft a story that we want to tell. And sadly, once the filming and editing is done, the cast has limited control and typically are bound by NDAs, which prevent them from speaking out against production. In fact, I can say with certainty that I've spoken to several cast members who have spoken out about editing and how they've been treated by MTV, and each time have been threatened with lawsuits for actually daring to say they weren't happy with the way that they were portrayed. Contracts for reality TV stars never are in their favor, and they're often making humongous sacrifices in order to put a portion of their life out that's edited and portrayed in a way that might not actually be truthful. My heart actually goes out to Mackenzie in regards to this, and it makes me feel sad that for some people, the only way that they feel like they can make a living is through reality television. I actually asked Mackenzie Edwards, why would you keep going in a situation like this, given everything that's gone on, given the way that everything is edited and the way that everything can be portrayed, why keep going? And she said, it's the lifestyle and money, I guess. Think of it. These girls all met on the screen. We met them when they were 16 years old. Sometimes some of them were 17. We were swooped into their lives, and they were scooped up at an extremely emotional and vulnerable time, not expecting that their entire lives for the next 10 years would be filmed. Not only that, but their children have now become a part of the MTV machine, which makes me pause to think, what is it going to be like for the children of these shows that see this footage later on? For instance, Gannon. We saw Gannon actually learn about his grandmother's passing and her illness through the show. And they had real raw emotions of Mackenzie basically saying, we're going to go say goodbye to grandma. These are such emotional, personal experiences. I, as myself, can't imagine having that filmed. I can't imagine sharing that with people either. And I guess the payoff is that you make a good income by putting this all out there. But then there's that risk and that negative that you probably didn't think about when you were 16 years old. That my most vulnerable times, the worst of my worst, is going to become the entertainment of others. And that makes me question at some time, do people give this up? Do they walk away? Do they say enough is enough? Or do they become addicted to the actual income we've seen? Now, for Mackenzie, I actually have a lot of compassion and empathy for her because she spent years off the screen, and because of that actually took her skills and created and crafted a business, Body by Mac, and also she does personal training. She teaches cheerleading. She has a good hustle, and she has worked probably more than a lot of the girls on the show. Macy has a graphic t-shirt line where she's probably selling it like merch. You've got Kate and Tyler, same thing. And then you've got Macy. I don't know if Macy's ever actually had a job outside of reality television. So I really feel bad for Mackenzie, and I feel bad in a way for all of these girls because we're getting you almost sell yourself to the devil in a way. Like, you've made a deal. Like, I'm going to take all of this money and I'm going to give away all of my privacy, and I'm not going to be able to control the picture that which you see. I don't know if I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. People ask me all the time, could you do reality television? And I say, no way. Not with everything I've learned. There's not enough money in the world. And I hope and pray that Mackenzie has solace knowing that there's probably fans of the show that will support her and understand her through this. And I'm grateful to know that Mackenzie Edwards at least has her back. The sad thing is that I've noticed is that the girls rallied around Amber Portwood this season and supported her by going to court. But we've seen none of that when it comes to Mackenzie McKee. Now, she was a late addition to the show, but they have swooped in and like embraced Cheyenne. So why not Mackenzie? Where's the support for Mackenzie? Where are the going to the mom's funeral or showing up for Mackenzie to be there when her mom is sick? Where is that? Why are we not supporting Mackenzie, who's actually going through real life tragedies that she cannot control and she has not done anything wrong, and yet we support Amber Portwood? I support you, Mackenzie. I support your family, and I wish you the best. And I'm thinking of you. I'm not a praying type, but I know a lot of my subscribers do pray and will probably say a prayer for you tonight. All right, you guys, I will be back later with more. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Bye.